Cool is not an attitude, it's a state of mind, okay? It's a way of going through life. Some people fight the current, others ride the waves. So here's a checklist for you. See how many of them you can tick off. Here are 15 signs you're cool. Welcome to Alux. You don't respond to negativity. Negativity eats at you, so you don't allow it to live rent-free in your mind. Cool people raise the rent and kick it out. That's why you've never seen anyone doing well actually start a fight. They love life and they just want to keep on living. You don't fight with negative people. You just remove yourself from their presence and surround yourself with more positive people. And that's not to say you should shun negative emotions. Feel them, but don't allow them to control you. The balance of your life will tilt based on what you put on the scales. You don't speak poorly about others. Speaking poorly of others says a lot more about who you are as a person than it does about the other person. The thing about what you say is that once the words have left your mouth, they're no longer yours. Those who speak about others behind their back will inevitably do the same to you. Don't do it, as you'll lose trust with others, and stay away from people who do. Because what they do with you, they'll do with others about you. You show up on time. Being on time is a choice. Showing up late is a habit. People love others who are punctual. It makes them predictable and it shows that you respect each other's time. The thing about someone else running late is it's actually a form of theft. When you're late, you're robbing the other person of time they could have used on themselves. As you grow older, time becomes more and more valuable. But being punctual isn't something you're born with, it's actually a habit that you build up that requires discipline, which is why people find it so attractive. You give without expectations. Your light shines so bright that other people want to sit around and marvel at it. Everybody is transactional these days. It's almost like you're trading one thing for another. So when you encounter someone who isn't a transaction, it's so enlightening. Cool people usually know what it's like to not have enough, and being on the side that's able to fix that for other people, no matter how or what the enough is something we all aspire to do more of. You're always learning something new. People are fascinated by those who are growing. So much so, the coolest people to be around are those you see making progress. It's simply inspiring. It's super cool to be around people who are passionate about something, and you see the sparkle in their eye when they talk about it, when they make progress about something and proudly show it to you. The best people in the world are those who are always trying to better themselves, because school never taught you how to be happy, to live a fine life, to be successful, rich, to be in a healthy relationship. So we took it upon ourselves to fix that. It's called the Alux app, and it's the future of education. Industry experts and people who've lived through it share the most valuable insights they learned the hard way. The free trial is amazing on its own, so go to Alux.com/app and try it out. And if you're serious about growth, get a yearly subscription. It costs only $99 and you're literally getting over $1 million worth of value in return. It's beyond amazing, okay? Go to Alux.com/app right now. You are optimistic by nature. Optimistic people outperform the pessimists over a long enough time frame. The optimists will shoot their shot, send the email and the text. They tell their crush about the crush. It all works out great in the end, even if they don't snag a date. They tried and now they know and can move on. And for this, there's a quote that we really love. It goes like this: "Some people feel the rain, others just get wet." There's beauty in that quote, and we'd rather dance in the rain with someone who feels it. You give off good vibes. It's just a vibe. You know when you're in it, you know when you're around it. People feel good in your presence. They invite you places. You don't even need to ask to go. Things are just in a state of flow when you're vibing. This is probably the hardest one to put into words, but you all know when you've been in a good vibe. It just feels different in a good way. You don't brag about stuff. People who brag do it to position themselves higher on the social hierarchy, which means you're making an actual effort to put someone else below you. When's the last time you had a good time around someone who talked about how they're better than you? You didn't. In the next video, we'll talk about uncool people, so make sure to subscribe to not miss out. Bragging is a big part of the conversation over there. The thing is, people can see you do well without boasting, and although fashion shows others you have an eye for things, it's in your skin, the way you move, the wrinkles or bags under your eyes. Those tell the full story. You make sure everybody's having a good time. The coolest people are cool because everyone wants to be around them. The reason they want to be around them is because cool people make other people feel cool. You check in with people, you make things happen, you get people together. You're attentive to everyone, especially to those you technically don't have to be or don't need anything from. And that makes you really cool. You practice gratitude. People who practice gratitude live life like they already have enough. They're lucky, they're blessed. It's hard for other people to ruin your day when you're already living your best life and you know it. You from 5 or 10 years ago would look at you today and be so freaking proud. The best people keep a daily gratitude journal. You learn to put into words just how amazing your life already is, and by doing so, you're actually reprogramming your mind to see the beauty, not just the darkness around you. If you go to Alux.com/app, we've built the only journal for people who don't like journaling, and believe us, we've tried them all, okay? It takes 5 or 10 minutes a day to simply fill it in, and it's a cool record of your life. The journaling functionality is free, so go to Alux.com/app and get online. You've got good manners. We know you think this is antiquated, but it ain't. Being a gentleman or a lady isn't about the pompous stuff, okay? It's about showing others that you're making an effort. Being polite is cool. Having great conversations is cool. Being able to speak with anyone in a respectful fashion is cool. Although your peers might not say anything, they secretly wish they had it as good as you do. Manners is in the way you carry yourself. It's about how you do the mundane. You make no excuses. You're not a victim and you don't have a victim's mentality. If you screw up, you own up to it. So many people are scared to own up to their mistakes so that when they do, it breaks the expected pattern of behavior. Making excuses is like a second offense. You let them down because you didn't put enough effort in, and now you're lying about why it happened. Not cool. You are relatable, but in an aspirational kind of way. The coolest people are those you'd want to hang out with. They're familiar, but cool. This means you feel like you'd have enough things to dive in deep, but in a way, they'll be able to hold up their own and even reveal more to you about the topic. Joe Rogan? He's cool in a relatable, aspirational kind of way. The best comedians and the best YouTubers, they are as well. You almost feel like they're your friend even though you've never met them. You do random acts of kindness. The world needs more random acts of kindness. There are no small acts of kindness either. Every act creates a ripple effect of kindness, distributed throughout the world. Default to being kind because you never know when you might find yourself on the receiving end of someone else's. A while back, we uncovered a powerful secret, something we call the happiness arbitrage. With a little effort on your end, you can create a lot of happiness on the other side. A ball costs $10, but giving it to a bunch of kids creates hundreds of dollars worth of happiness if you were to ever put a value on it. It takes 10 minutes to call your mama or your grandma, but their happiness will shoot through the roof because you did. When you're given the opportunity to use this happiness arbitrage, do it, Aluxer, every time. The world needs more people to be aware of it. You are confident through your authenticity. The coolest people in the world are themselves. There's no one like them because it took a while for them to become clear on who they are. Most people are mosaics of things they pick up from other people, and you can tell. The coolest people dance to a rhythm all their own. They're a unique color. Authenticity is incredible. Naval Ravikant said it best. You can escape competition through authenticity. Nobody can do a better job at being you than you. That's where the saying, be yourself, comes from, but we don't really think that's right. The better version would be, work on yourself until yourself is enough. So we're asking, Aluxer, how many of these cool signs did you tick off? Let us know in the comments. And as for those of you still watching, here is your well-deserved bonus. Don't be afraid of your luminosity. Most people don't know just how bright they can shine. So for this bonus, we want you to do this small exercise. Look at yourself in the mirror and try to picture who this person can become if everything goes right for them. Picture the highest version of you. Now, blink a couple of times and picture the lowest version of you. What would this person be like if everything went too poorly? All right, never forget these two versions of you because they will serve as a guiding light for the rest of your life. You know what you're running toward and what you're running from. If this exercise clicked with you, write the word running in the comments. Let's see how many of you are in this race with us.